The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your Illyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well. At your service. Let's see what we have.
work?
Oh, make her hear my cry. Seat me by your side. Make me one.
That mercenary band that joined the Inquisition, the Bulls Chargers, they've got a healer of their own. He showed me some tricks. Got a demon claw wound to stop festering faster than I'd ever seen.
I've heard good things about the Chargers. Polite and respectful they are.
Everyone's respectful around us. Never know when they might need their guts shoved back in.
It is good to be surrounded by mages again.
Really?
The debate, the crackle of magic, the smell of old books. The breach is a magical problem. The mages will help us solve it.
If Harriet runs into any trouble, have him come to me. We'll get him what he needs.
If you get your hands on anything pretty, you'll let me know first, right?
And you've heard nothing of this Elder One before, in any of your investigations?
I'm sorry.
No, it's taken all of us by surprise. He must... I don't know. He compromised the rebel mages, and is likely responsible for the disappearance of the Templars.
And we know nothing about him.
We will soon enough.
Magic exists to serve man and never
If you're free later, would you like to have a drink at the tavern?
Are you courting a knife here, Scout Pallane?
No, I don't know. I used to drink with the soldiers. But I can't talk with them anymore, not really.
You've seen enough pieces to have some idea of the size of the game we're playing.
Yes, and I'm sorry. You understand. This Elder One, there's no one I can talk to.
I'll be in the tavern this evening. Perhaps you could buy me a drink. Make sure you take a bath first.
Please send Fisher our thanks for the refreshments.
There was never going to be... What you did for the mages took courage. I have to ask. What was I like in that dark future you saw?
You fought with honor and died a hit.
Then I was worth something in the end.
What?
You already know what I think of your forces. I'm not sure. I'm here.
something, let me know. You need something, let me know. Another time, then.
So, that's a bit...
If you're worried about
my blade...
perhaps I can do...
I don't know. Well, technically, it's the Fuller, but blood grooves sound... Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes. Damn thing gives me a... How's it going?
Nice work at Redcliffe. I could help the mages learn to work with Inquisition soldiers if you like. Not that the chief has any apostates in.
Can you...
The Templars have holed up in Thorin. I could have some of the... If nothing else, we get a better look at the land.
We'll talk...
Can I help you with anything?
Can you...
Nothing jumps out at me.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Is there an issue with the mages? Can I help?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
You would have done differently, I suppose.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
You're flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now. Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor. What is it?
I have some more.
Why am I not surprised? I'd rather not.
I'll let...
Go on, then.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about...
I'd rather not.
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
You weren't happy with how I brought in the mages.
Of course not. I have no intention of endangering your alliance, but I must ensure the safety of those here. That concern extends to the mages. They are putting themselves at risk for the Any precautions taken are meant to aid you, nothing more. I hope you will accept them as such.
Is there...
Not at present. Who do you mean?
Are you...
Our numbers are small. Some Templars have... Yes?
See reason, Lisette.
Word
We
is
cannot
that the
stay
mages will be joining us here in Haven. I hope you've chosen your... Walk in... Yes?
Good day.
Flissa asked me to bring some food along for you and your boys.
The Herald of Andraste is going to close the breach, sir.
Not a moment too soon. This little town is filled to bursting. We need to clear out of here and find some place the Inquisition has room to grow.
Omega, hear my cry. Seat me by your side in death.
Tell Master Harry, good materials cost good
Once more, see your favor.
Good day.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
I'd like to keep hoping it's a coincidence, if you don't mind. I need to be able to sleep at night.
Honestly, I think I'll give up sleeping for the foreseeable future. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet. Something like a banquet.
Word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know. Need something? You want it? Need something? I'll tell you what...
Apothecary Adon asked for those supplies as soon as possible. You find anything we need? Let me... Can I help you with something?
How does someone...
I served for Eldon under 10 Logain MacTier. Best commanding officer this world has... After they all turned on him at Denerim, though, there wasn't much use for people. Queen Honora offered my service. It was a kindness.
Mages. Lovely.
They should have this breach sealed soon enough.
Suppose their gold spends as well as anyone else's?
Your open support for the mage. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
People can hate me if they wish.
That gets us nowhere. The Inquisition... Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
In Redcliffe, you
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
You were condemned to a lightless dungeon.
And I would do it again.
Anything I should know?
Altegan has returned to Redcliffe Castle. The people are returned. Unfortunately, our show of support for the mages has angered many. I've nothing to report at the moment. I'm listening.
Just returning the cups, Flisser. Thank you for bringing us drinks.
Enchanters, the time has come to be alive.
You need.
Well, that's mages all over. So many... I'll just be the other side of Haven. Just in case.
Do you have a problem with that?
No problem with me. My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
Is the...
Well, you're dragging people together. You're gonna need more trebuchets if you're going after the sky. Or, you know.
I'll be...
Go on. Your wish is something.
Is the...
Well, you're gonna need more...
So we have gained the mages. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
I've been to the...
Point taken. What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witnessed.
I'm surprised you're not more interested.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I... Speaking of which... This Elder One. You have now interfered with it, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to God... Hello.
If you have salves to treat infections, Mother Giselle would be most grateful.
You're back. And in one... There's no shortage of work. Right.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halamsharal? Cows milking farmers?
Give me time.
I suspect that's untrue. Unless you strip yourself naked. Now that would surprise me. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given Southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
So what? They all turn into...
Not at first, but you'd be a... Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
It occurs to me that...
Beyond my being a maid,
Beyond that...
and beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to any...
I'm well aware of your finer quality.
Of course you are. Now, I am the scion of House Naturally, I despised it all. The lie. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
What did you mean by...
The great families of Tevinter don't. My mother was chosen for my father because magic... They wanted a son who could... They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. Sadly, we squander it. We pretend the Canary can be beat. Not everyone feels that way. I don't.
It just seems...
It might sound that way. For all our virtues, we are laden with history and culture. We treasure our past and preserve it. You can... And despite appearances, we care. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home.
Why remain...
Not that it mattered. I can do more for Tevinter. I'm sure some magisters would disagree. That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
I'd like to...
Ah, yes, everyone... Probably why they come up with so many... All right, that one's action. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Just...
Oh.
Not a...
That's what any Of course, what people call blood magic here...
What's considered...
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. The problem is that what's... That's where we get into sack. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it.
You'd think...
I imagine they'd... Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them.
There must be some...
Of course. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise, and then the... Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are surprised. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
Strange? Why are you... Actually, the magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered...
What is the...
The upper house... Those seats are... It's odd that outside the Imperium...
If you're not...
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a magister.
I...
Upper class. Those family... If you're a mage and you're not... If you're not a mage at all, you're soperati. That's everyone else.
I thought the Archon...
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by... Even so, he gets to appoint new magisters, which means all the families vie mad. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
If it's a fiction...
Yes, let me put it this way. If you're not from the right family, chances... The idea that anyone could be a mage, however...
Can...
Technically. More importantly. So they hold out hope. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be
Being a quest...
I imagine the average... Counting numbers... If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha...
Let me...
Of course.
There's an
You people aren't supposed to talk... If you mention him outside the... But yes, we do have the Chantry. Or...
Is the...
Not in theory. Back home, ruling... Perhaps it started with good intentions, but...
There are so...
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. We have Templars as well. But they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templar.
They don't...
Ha! They watch for abuse of magic, yes. But only those who are weak. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Do you really...
In the Imperium, he's the true divine. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste.
Why would they...
It's not my field of expertise. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Met. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding...
So...
All the better to... Don't think there aren't a number of female... Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne.
Do you
It might surprise you that I do consider myself... It is a relic, whether back home... It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I'm not surprised.
You did up. I'll say this.
In me?
That the Maker sent you. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
That's what you think?
Oh. Me? I've seen... The world is bigger than I. Even bigger than you. The Maker doesn't need me to believe. But I do. So many questions.
I'm wondering if the...
I'd think you'd be more concerned. They won't. At least, not officially. Secretly. Many Magisters will rejoice in.
It would be in the Imperium's best in...
I think the Imperium gave up on the... We've been fighting the Qunari for what? 200 years off and on? They'll sneer at the South behind their silk. Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
We're not part of the Chantry.
You think that matters? The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smack. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slaves.
Ah.
And...
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, back home it's... how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
You think slaves like...
I didn't say they like it. In the South, you have alien. Back home, a poor man can... Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I
don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of...
That's...
Fair enough.
Have you gone to see...
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked... I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's... So, I assume...
Why would you assume...
If you weren't, you would have split my skull open at our first meet. Centuries of warfare with the Qunari, do lead to this state of affairs.
You've encountered Kunari before.
Kunari raids are rather old hat for anyone from... Although the attacks aren't quite the... Now we're like two angry dowagers who only remember to spit at each other when they pass on the street.
Did you meet any Kunari personally?
None who weren't rushing towards me with a sword. I was too busy running in the... I've met some Talvashoth in my time, however. Mercenaries, they're not the same as Kunari. Might easily be a different people altogether.
If only other people knew that.
It's a southerner thing. Most of them don't... Forgive their ignorance, O mighty one. They shall learn proper fear in time.
If you've no problem with me...
A philosophy I've learned...
No issue with my being...
None that specifically involve you being so...
Good. I should go...
Here I thought we would just... Always with the questions.
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
These mages joined us freely. We don't need Templars to contain them.
My dear, I don't think you've grasped the magnitude of the situation. The veil is broken, and the raw power of the Fade rushes out like floodwaters through a shattered levee. You know as well as I do that mages attract demons where the veil is thin. And if demons can walk our world with no blood magic to summon them, how safe do you think our allies are? There has never been a greater threat to mages than the Breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
You have a low opinion of your fellow mages.
It's not so much an opinion as grasping the obvious. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're just spouting Chantry propaganda, Vivian.
My dear, what a world you must live in. Do you know how young mages are found? A little girl has a nightmare, and in her sleep, she burns her house down. A teenage boy has a fit, and lightning rips his mother to pieces. You know how these stories go. Perhaps you lived one. People don't learn the fear of magic at Chantry's services, my dear. They learn it from us. Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
Mages should be treated like anybody else.
With the eyes of all your fellows upon you, watching for demons, ready to cut out your tongue. How free did you feel? Paint the cage any color you like. It is still a cage. It's something to consider, my dear. Oh, darling, you look terrible.
How can you possibly oppose freedom for your own people?
You live in the world, Inquisitor. You have eyes and ears. The world is not made up of mages and Templars, or... There are only people. People who... My own people want a larger share of the world, uncaring that they have already been granted great power.
That's not their fault.
Wolves cannot live peacefully among sheep. The wolves howl and claw at the fences that hold them back. And what do the sheep do? Panic. And the scent of their fear drives the wolves to attack.
It'll take time, but people...
One cannot unlearn a primal fear. Like, I care for the witch hunts that will come. I care for the angry mobs who string up... I care that my stupid brethren will kill and be killed by frightened people defending them. I will stand in opposition to that. Off to another crisis, my dear. It has taken its toll on you. Off to another crisis, my dear. Whatever is the matter this time, dear? Oh, darling, you look terrible. Oh, darling, you look... Oh, darling, you look... Whatever is the matter this time, dear?
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I understand you were instrumental in garner. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
It would be difficult.
Harshly spoken. In some ways, magic should serve, but it does not tell us how to get. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this What would you like to know?
How?
You did well to gain the mages to your cause. Some of them are returning to the lives they fled. In either case, they no longer believe the world as they know it is ending.
Do you have...
The refugee villagers in Crestwood. People are... More than that I cannot... Greetings, Herald of Andrath. What would you like to know? You did well to gain the mages. Some of them are returning to... In either case, they no longer believe the world...
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who is she, Ambassador? A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry. How? Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We are becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power, instead of comforting the masses.
The Chantry couldn't solve its own problems when it had a divine.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andrasti's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
Are you sure? Families often fight the hardest.
Having grown up among four siblings, I found, however, that the only time two parties cannot negotiate is when we must learn to think beyond our own wants to secure peace in Thedas.
How did someone so lovely and selfless go into Orlesian politics, Lady Montelier?
Well, that is, While you're here, the remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events. They demand to know whether the Inquisition of... If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change?
If Leliana, Cassandra, Cullen, and I could... We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
I'd tell the Chantry I was saved by circumstance.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you.
Hello? Can I help you with something?
I'll speak.
Yes. Good. Hello? Can I help you with something?
Greetings.
What do the people...
Despite our fame, we're low on steadfast allies.
We must aim for more. Any visiting Lady Drummond promised a visit. She has... Water. Oh, no. What may I do for you? Despite... None in... What may I do for you? Despite our... Any... Who did you mean? You must... Who hasn't? The man could cause a scene. Still, I do believe he has your best interest at heart. For all that he delights in mocking them from time to time. I know she extracts God... Sarah...
Thank you. Hey, it's you again. Again with your people. Right, wait.
What about...
It's fun. Could lose a bit more to Vinter.
Yes.
Oh, make her hear my cry. Seat me by your side in death. Make me one within you.
You were saying something about... Cullen?
Yes. Haven has limited space for our soldiers to train. Perhaps we could set up something over here. All right. The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
Word of your heroism.
Perhaps assaulting it.
Has Cassandra spoken to you about my new recruits?
They are not your recruits, Commander. They're ours.
The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault.
Mages!
Focus past the Herald. Let her will draw from you.
You did it. Solus confirms the heavens are scarred but calm. The breach is sealed. We've reports of lingering rifts, and many questions remain. But this was a victory. Word of your heroism has spread.
You know how many were involved. Luck put me at the center.
A strange kind of luck. I'm not sure if we need more or less. But you're right. This was a victory of Alliance. One of the few in recent memory. With the breach closed, that alliance will need new focus.
Forces approaching! To arms!
What the? We must get to the gates!
This bodes poorly.
Us assaulting the sky drew some attention.
Always something. Important. Go protect us.
What's going on? We're under attack. From who?
This isn't good, and it was never good.
What's happening? You'll take care of it, right? That's why she blessed you.
We have to put up barricades or something. This will be bad. I'll help here. You get to Cullen. He'll know what we can do.
Cullen?
One watchguard reporting. It's a massive force, the bulk over the mountain.
Under what banner?
None.
None?
I can't come in unless you open. I'm Cole. I came to warn you, to help. People are coming to hurt you. You probably already know.
What is this? What's going on?
The Templars come to kill you.
Templars? Is this the Order's response to our talks with the mages, attacking blindly?
The Red Templars went to the Elder One. You know him? He knows you. You took his mages. There.
I know that man. This Elder One.
He's very angry that you took his mages.
Cullen, give me a plan. Anything.
Haven is no fortress. If we are to withstand this monster, we must control the battle. Get out there and hit that force. Use everything you can. Mages! You! You have sanction to engage them! That is Samson! He will not make it easy! Inquisition! With the Herald! For your lives! For all of us! get this trebuchet firing. Incoming! Keep them off the trebuchet! Time! Crew the trebuchet! Start firing!
No, shite damn pissed, no! Everyone to the gates!
everyone back to the Chantry. It's the only building that might hold against that beast. At this point, just make them work for it.
People need to move! Round them up!
Good work, Harold. Protect the Chantry.
Someone's yelling!
Out of time. Let me at it. I hear someone.
Get it! Get it off! It's coming down!
Another one down.
Someone's yelling!
Back, you bastards! Thanks. Let's go.
That's all that remained. We should follow to the Chantry.
tree is your shelter!
He tried to stop a Templar. The blade went deep. He's going to die.
What a charming boy.
Harold, our position is not good. That dragon stole back any time you might have earned us.
I've seen an archdemon. I was in the Fade, but it looked like that.
I don't care what it looks like. It's got a path for that army. They'll kill everyone in Haven.
The Elder One doesn't care about the village. He only wants the Herald.
If you know why he wants me, just say it.
I don't. He's too loud. It hurts to hear him. He wants to kill you. No one else matters, but he'll crush them, kill them anyway. I don't like him.
You don't like... Harold, there are no tactics to make this survivable. The only thing that slowed them was the avalanche. We could turn the remaining trebuchets, cause one last slide.
We're overrun. To hit the enemy, we'd bury Haven.
We're dying, but we can decide how. Many don't get that choice.
Yes, that. Chancellor Roderick can help. He wants to say it before he dies.
There is a path. You wouldn't know it unless you'd made the summer pilgrimage, as I have. The people can escape. She must have shown me. Or Andraste must have shown me so I could tell you.
What are you on about, Roderick?
It was whim that I walked the path. I did not mean to start. It was overgrown. Now, with so many in the Conclave dead, to be the only one... If this simple memory can save us, this could be more than mere accident. You could be more.
What about it, Cullen? Will it work?
Possibly, if he shows us the path. But what of your escape? Perhaps you will surprise it. Find a way. Inquisition, follow Chancellor Roderick through the chant.
Herald, if you are meant for this...
They'll load the trebuchets. Keep the Elder One's attention until we... If we are to have a chance, if you are to have a chance, let that thing hear you.
Right! Let's make some friggin' noise!
turn the machine. It must be aimed. Coming our way.
Now!
Enough! Pretender, you toy with forces beyond your ken. No more.
Whatever you are!
Words mortals often hurl. Know me. Know. Exalt the El. You will kneel.
Why are you here?
I ask for nothing. I am here for the anchor. It is your fault, Geralt. You interrupted a ritual years in the planning, and instead of dying, you stole its purpose. I do not know how you survived, but what marks you as touched, what you flail at rifts, I crafted to assault the very heavens. And you used the anchor to undo my work. The gore.
this!
Mortals have always cried thus. Praise me, for I would end the silence that answers. I once breached the Fade in the name of another to serve the old gods of the Empire in person. I found only chaos and corruption, dead whispers. For 1,000 years I was confused, no more. I have gathered the will to return under no name but my own, to champion withered to winter and correct this blighted world. Beg that I succeed, for I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. The anchor is permanent. You have spoilt it with your stumbling. So be it. I will begin again. Find another way to give this world the nation and God it requires. And you, I will not suffer even an unknowing rival. You must die.
Your arrogance blinds you. Good to know. If I'm dying, it's not today! There. important.
There! It's her!
Thank the Maker!
What would you have me tell them? This isn't what we asked them to do.
We cannot simply ignore this. We must find a way.
And who put you in charge? We need a consensus or we have nothing.
Please, we must use reason. Without the infrastructure of the Inquisition, we're hobbled.
I can't come from nowhere.
She didn't say it could.
Enough! This is getting us nowhere.
Well, we're agreed on that much.
Shh. You need rest.
They've been at it for hours.
They have that luxury thanks to you. The enemy could not follow, and with time to doubt, we turn to blame. Infighting may threaten as much as this Corypheus.
Do we know where Corypheus and his forces are?
We are not sure where we are, which may be why, despite the numbers he still commands, there is no sign of him. That, or you are believed dead. Or without Haven, we are thought helpless. Or he girds for another attack. I cannot claim to know the mind of that creature, only his effect on us.
The only thing yelling gets us is a headache. Another headache.
They know. But our situation, your situation, is complicated. Our leaders struggle because of what we survivors witnessed. We saw our defender stand and fall. And now we have seen her return. The more the enemy is beyond us, the more miraculous your actions appear, and the more our trials seem ordained. That is hard to accept, no? What we have been called to endure, what we perhaps must come to believe.
I escaped the avalanche. Barely, perhaps, but I didn't die.
Of course, and the dead cannot return from across the veil. But the people know what they saw. Or perhaps what they needed to see. The Maker works both in the moment and in how it is remembered. Can we truly know the heavens are not with us?
You saw Corypheus. What do you think of his claims of assaulting the heavens?
Scripture says magisters, to winter servants of false-old gods, entered the Fade to reach the Golden City, seat of the Maker. For their crime, they were cast out as Darkspawn. Their hubris is why we suffer blight, and why the Maker turned from us. If such is the claim of this Corypheus, he is a monster beyond imagining. All mankind continues to suffer for that sin. If even a shred of it is true, all the more reason Andraste would choose someone to rise against him.
Corypheus said he found only corruption and emptiness. Nothing golden.
If he entered that place, it has changed him without and within. The living are not meant to make that journey. Perhaps these are lies he must tell himself, rather than accept that he earned the scorn of the Maker. I know I could not bear such.
Perhaps I was meant for this, but that didn't help at Haven. I want to believe Andraste is with me, but doubt is everywhere.
Still your heart, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come.
The shepherd's lost, and his home is far. Keep to the stars, the dawn will come. The night is long,
And the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will come. Bear your blade and raise it high. Stand your ground, the dawn will come. The night is long and the path is dark. Look to the sky, for one day soon the dawn will
Faith is made stronger by facing doubt. Untested, it is nothing.
A word. A wise woman, worth heeding. Her kind understand the moments that unify a cause. Or fracture it. The orb Corypheus carried, the power he used against you, it is Elven.
Corypheus used the orb to open the breach. Unlocking it must have caused the explosion that destroyed the Conclave. I do not yet know how Corypheus survived, nor am I certain how people will react when they learn of the orb's origin.
All right. What is it and how do you know about it?
They were foci, used to channel ancient magics. I have seen such things in the Fade. Corypheus may think it Tevinter. His empire's magic was built on the Knowing or not, he risks our alliance. I cannot allow it.
This whole mess is confusing. I can see how elves might be an easy target.
History would agree. But there are steps we can take to prevent such a distraction. By attacking the Inquisition, Corypheus has changed it. Changed you. Scout to the north. Be their guide. There is a place that waits for a force to hold it. There is a place where the Inquisition can build, grow.
They arrive daily from every settlement in the region. Skyhold is becoming a pilgrimage. If word has reached these people, it will have reached the Elder One. We have the walls and numbers to put up a fight here, but this threat is far beyond the war we anticipated. But we now know what allowed you to stand against Corypheus, what drew him to you.
He came after me because my efforts put the Inquisition in his way.
Perhaps in more ways than you've considered. Your decisions let us heal the sky. Your determination brought us out of Haven. You are the creature's rival because of what you did. And we know it. All of us. The Inquisition requires a leader. The one who has already been leading it. You.
Perhaps I didn't hear you correctly. A mage at the head of the Inquisition.
Not a mage. You.
I happen to be a mage.
I will not pretend no one will object, but times are changing. Perhaps this is what the Maker intended. There would be no Inquisition without you. How it will serve, how you lead, that must be yours to decide.
With fear running rampant, they need to see a mage standing for what is right. I'll defeat Corypheus standing with them, not over them.
Wherever you lead us. Have our people been told?
They have. And soon, the world.
Commander, will they follow?
Inquisition, will you follow? Will you fight? Will we triumph? Your leader, your herald, your Inquisitor! So this is where it begins.
It began in the courtyard. This is where we turned that promise into action.
But what do we do? We know nothing about this Corypheus except that he wanted your mark.
Corypheus wants to restore Tevinter. Is this a prelude to war with the Imperium?
I get the feeling we're dealing with extremists, not the vanguard of a true invasion.
Tevinter is not the Imperium of 1,000 years ago. What Corypheus yearns to restore no longer exists. Though they would shed no tears if the South fell to chaos, I'm certain.
Corypheus said he wanted to enter the Black City, that this would make him a god. He is willing to tear this world apart to reach the next.
What if he's not wrong? If he finds...
Then he gains the power he seeks, or unleashes catastrophe on us all. Could his dragon really be an archdemon? What would that mean? It would mean the beginning of another blight.
We've seen no darkspawn other than Corypheus himself. Perhaps it's not an archdemon at all.
Whatever it is, it's dangerous. Commanding such a creature gives Corypheus an advantage we can't ignore.
If you can't find him, then find his followers. We can go after them. We do have one advantage. We know what Corypheus intends to do next. In that strange future you experience.
Imagine the chaos her death would cause.
An army he'll bolster with a massive force of demons, or so.
Corypheus could conquer the entire south.
I'd feel better if we knew more about what we were dealing with.
I know someone who can help with that. Everyone acting all in. He's crossed paths with Corypheus before and may know more about what he's doing. He can help.
I don't want you promising things on my behalf, Varric.
It's more like making good on promises I've already made. Point is, there's help waiting on the battlements. Trust me, it's complicated.
Well, then, we stand ready to move on both of these concerns.
On your order, Inquisitor.
I know one thing. If Varric has brought who I think he has, Cassandra is going to kill him.
This is the Inquisition. A dusty old ruin filled with battered soldiers.
If you shut your mouth and opened your eyes, you'd see that the Inquisition is our one hope.
they make down here, and what can I make?
I've walked away from too many bird... This place, though. It's Inquisitor now, isn't it? That'll take some getting used to.
Everyone needs...
Time won't help. Everyone just got a big, hard reason to hate Corinne. You're the surprise, not him.
We left in a hurry, but you got into your...
Family hammer. It's good to be back at work.
How is this...
Better than hate. Not the way I wanted an upgrade. But ever forward.
You've got it all up and running.
Your basics, like always. There's space here for... I don't know what. This place was built for something big. It'll be a job to...
Have you any thoughts about...
Shame about Adan. I never understood Manev. The rest of us go on. You gave us the chance. Thank...
I'll be back.
I'll be... What can I get you?
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the higher stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Exactly what do you mean? How is it more dangerous than usual?
The Empress is in the middle of a civil war. Her cousin, Grand Duke Leliana reports that a group of elves has been sabotaging both armies. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire... Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
A grand masquerade? I need to go shopping.
We don't have enough sway with the court to arrange an invitation. Perhaps a few more alliances.
Or soldiers.
We need a greater presence in Orlais. And soon. Inquisitor, I was just... Foundation cracks, nesting animal. The staff must make it presentable if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
Our allies shouldn't expect luxuries when they...
There is a difference between luxury and a building with... The mages are showing great trust in you. They need to feel safe here.
Do you not...
I've had... Do you know who first leapt to arms? Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after that first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
I keep feeling that fire's heat on the back of my...
Indeed. But, well... Before I return to... I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
I'm loath to part from such pleasant...
Oh, well...
That...
Well, do let me know if you change your mind. Inquisitor, is it true? Is the map...
Corypheus claimed it's...
I wanted to think it was a blessing. How credulous of me.
The anchor's nothing more special.
At least you had the good fortune. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
It looks strange.
If it did come from Corypheus... Good day to you.
What do the people...
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will...
Any visiting dig...
You may see the Countess Lutetia in the halls. She's the patron of Orlay's greatest naturalists.
That...
She goes into great detail about preserving them. Greetings. We've gathered many...
Any...
None in part... Greetings.
What...
We've gathered many... Who did you mean?
Come on.
The commander is an intelligent, cautious man. Still, he does sometimes resemble the man with a hammer to whom everything... Oh, I could... It's excellent. What may I do for you?
What do the...
We've gathered many favors among the nobility. They will be gently reminded of this. None in particular.
Can you arrange what we discussed earlier, Ambassador?
I found the money. The Inquisition will compensate the families of those we lost at Haven.
Thank you.
The city has agreed to send us 5 dozen guardsmen.
Not raw recruits. With luck, they'll know which end to grip a sword by.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
Hello there. Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
You're the magical advice.
Oh, you're her? I'm Dagna. Is that it? Breach was pretty too. In a destroy everything sort of way.
You're not quite what I was expecting.
The only one? When you learn things everyone says you can't, you get to be the first. I've looked at Harris devices. The precision is fantastic, but... No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Where does the dwarf
Get out. No matter what they say. Plus, you're paying me a lot.
What?
I took the title coming from the smith.
What's the...
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the smith cast. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. Magical study. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still...
What's the...
Lyrium is the heart. So, it's the... Dwarves are resistant.
You have...
There's a... In short, Smith... Ready for anything, Inquisitor.
You seemed impressed by the anchor.
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say. To me, it says key. Sure is pretty.
Dagna.
Do you want fire? Here's how it goes. Except it's not... Nil. What can I do for you?
Dagna.
Here's how it goes. Except it's not... Ready to answer the great mysteries. It'll be one...
Dagna.
Here's how it goes.
What was this place? So much room for... whatever was here.
Hello.
I need to know more.
We spoke of this on our travels to Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversaries.
You're a mage. You studied the breach. And you...
I'm flattered. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
I would like to know...
As I said, I suspect the blast, the result of What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive.
You said that you believed...
I never would have believed it of It clearly enhances his abilities.
Like the power...
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people.
What do you think?
You shamed him when you just... It would be worse. He will return to his plans to throw Ole into chaos.
You're sure?
As certain as is possible. Assuming.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. His deception will undo him.
What can you tell me about...
According to the law, the ancient magic... Corypheus commands a false archdemon. A corrupted old... Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the blight. The rest may come from the orb he can.
I'm interested in what you told me of yourself in your study.
You continue to surprise me. All...
Why here?
Haven is familiar. It will always be important to you.
We talked about that already.
I sat beside you while you slept, studying the anchor.
How long can it take to look at a mark on my hand?
A magical mark of unknown origin? Tied to a unique breach in the veil? Longer than you might think. I ran every test I could imagine. Searched the Fade, yet found nothing. Cassandra suspected duplicity. She threatened to have me executed as an apostate if I didn't produce results.
The threat worked.
No, it didn't. You were never going to wake up? How could you? A mortal sent physically through the Fade. I was frustrated, frightened. The spirits I might have consulted had been driven away by the breach. Although I wished to help, I had no faith in Cassandra, or she in me. I was ready to flee.
But you stayed.
I did. I told myself, one more attempt to seal the rifts. I tried and failed. No ordinary magic would affect them. I watched the rifts expand and grow, resigned myself to flee, and then... It seems you hold the key to our salvation. You had sealed it with a gesture. And right then, I felt the whole world change.
It was that impressive to see me awake.
You had walked in the Fade. I have explored the Fade more than anyone alive. But even I can only visit in dreams. But you might have been able to visit me here while awake.
What do you mean?
Where do you think we were?
This isn't real.
That's a matter of debate. Probably best discussed after you wake up.
Impressive, is it not? Fit for a leader, meant to show influence and the burden of it. It is where the Inquisition will sit in judgment. Where you will sit in judgment.
Who will I be judging exactly?
Those who have done wrong. You will know of them, at the very least. All this presumes they have survived their initial encounter with you, of course.
Do I really need to oversee even more death? I'm nearly at capacity.
I share your distaste for more bloodshed, but it needn't come to that. The Inquisition's sovereignty is derived from the allies who validate it. You are both empowered and bound. Justice has many tools. If their application is clever, execution may even seem merciful by comparison.
Is there anyone I should judge?
Take the throne when you're ready. We will bring him before you. You recall Geryon Alexius of the Winter. Ferelden has given him to us as an acknowledgement of your aid. The formal charges are apostasy, attempted enslavement, and attempted assassination, on your own life, no less. De Winter has disowned and stripped him of his rank. You may judge the former Magister as you see.
Remind me, what's the precedent for nearly ripping apart time at the seams?
I couldn't save my son. Do you think my fate matters to me?
Will you offer nothing more in your defense?
You've won nothing. The people you saved, the acclaim you've gathered. You'll lose it all in the storm to come. Render your judgment, Inquisitor.
Your magic was theoretically impossible, Alexius. I could use people like you. Your sentence is to serve under guard as a researcher on all things magical for the Inquisition.
No execution? Very well.
Honored Inquisitor. Got...
Don't know its worth to the fight, exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Where did you learn your...
Or Zamar. And before you ask, couldn't stand looking at it.
Any ideas?
To Vinter, early. Oh, I suppose.
The hunt...
Damnedest things. Massive...
Do you...
Tell you what, who better... Stone met, Inquisitor.
There's no end of it. I can store an army.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say?
That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition.
Anything else?
She said she'd have us flogged alive if we allied with her brother.
That does sound like her.
Cheer up, Josie.
You always do find the brighter side of things. We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Nevada, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Should I post more guards outside your room?
That should be... I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with Ibra. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
You're rather good-natured about threats of death and dismemberment.
They are chiefly bluster, Inquisitor. Most of them. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
I have time if you'd like to review things with me.
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered.
Well, I admit, there are a few potential alliances it would be good to discuss. Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt without mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
It went by so quickly, I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montillier.
Goodness! I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time, Your Worship.
They have certainly spared no expense. better and better. What can't we do in a place like this?
Ready for anything, Inquisitor.
A pleasure.
Who rules?
Officially, the Principality of... Quite loudly, May I just say, one has never heard an argument.
If you must deal with legislation...
It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our tradition...
Are you put...
I can be most... Might we speak of something else?
What?
The settled area. That's what I... The waterfronts never... My youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls. Silly thing.
You...
The Montiliers were for... An affair with a man. Essentially. Or least... It seemed... Leliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
I assumed there was more to it.
It was a test. Leliana claimed she needed someone. I accepted. Now, run if you ever see her. My youngest sister. If you're unfit for the... Between him and my siblings, Mother's looking forward to...
I imagine there must be give and take.
There is a fair amount of arbitration. But managing the estate is my duty. As much...
Is running your...
I'm... taxing, as those duties can sometimes be.
You have enough siblings?
You don't know them. No, truly. But I bowled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
Did they have to pry your...
Admit it, but my mother... For a dowager... That was val... There are much... Yes?
What do the people...
We've gathered many favors among them.
Any...
None in part...
Worship?
Sleep well?
I've never done anything like... Do you regularly...
No. Consider... I had no idea that the anchor would allow you to dream of such... But I am reasonably certain we are awake now. And if you wish to discuss it...
I'd like to hear...
I would be happy to share it with you.
Tell me about a...
I met a friendly spirit, the matchmaker, so... They were statues. Though they call...
Something wrong with your tea?
It is tea. But this morning, I need to shake the dreams from my mind. I may also need a favor.
You just have to ask.
One of my oldest friends has been captured by mages, forced into slavery. I heard the cry for help as I slept.
When your friend was captured, how did he... she...
It.
It?
My friend is unlike the spirit's clamor. It was summoned against its will, and wants my help to gain its freedom and return to the Fade.
I thought spirits wanted to...
Some do, certainly. Just as many, but not every... It would happily discuss philosophy with you.
Do you have any idea what the mages want with your friend?
No. It knows a great deal of lore and history, but a mage could learn that simply by speaking to it in the Fade. It is possible that they seek information it does not wish to give. And intend...
All right, let's go get your friend.
Thank you. I got a sense of my friend's location before I awoke. Greetings.
I'd like to...
I would be happy to share it with you. I found it in the middle. Great for El. Then he laid the rock down. Goodbye. Greetings. I would be happy. It was empty. They've forgotten. And this act of... Greetings. I think I have shared everything of no...
I need...
You shame. You will return. What can I do for you?
Brilliant, isn't it? One to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
I was distracted. That's all.
Distracted? By my wit and charm? I have plenty of both.
How interesting to find someone so aware of his strengths.
I'm a man of many talents. What can I say? I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But in Tevinter, they say that... But here we are. One of those very
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. They say... Is that a surprise? But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
Why does that make you angry?
Because the I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole... But no. It was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True. Except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. No one will thank me whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
We don't know what will happen. Nobody does.
An optimist! Such a rare breed. I've stumbled upon a unicorn. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way. I'm told you have Alexius... Research is always what made him happiest. Pat, one word of advice. If he suggests altering time as a way to solve all your problems...
I'd like to...
Popular topic. Anything specific? Yes, but that was a different time. The Civil War had ended. The Magisters who entered the Black...
But who were they?
No one knows. There's no... All this happened 1,400 years ago, before the Blight nearly... Today, people half believe it's all just a story.
We have evidence.
But not who Corypheus... There used to be families who claimed that stopped when the Chantry appeared. Then, all we know is that... What did they find? According to Corypheus, nothing.
That's...
Fair enough.
You said...
He was my patron. I had a lot of... He and I used to talk... And then he... I helped him with his research for a while, and then we... drifted apart.
That must...
Back then. I told him to... Too much pride, I suppose. Plus, I was busy drinking.
I don't think that's it. You...
Clever you. At any rate, he's fallen so low. What's on your mind?